You just can't get around the law of attraction. That's one of the reasons that we love talking about it so much. And we really enjoy when someone says, I teach law of attraction, because we want to play with you a little bit and say, that's like teaching the law of gravity. And it's a really short seminar. If you fall in the elephant hole, gravity is not your friend, but its consistency is your friend. Yeah. So you walk around the elephant hole if you're wise. And if you're not watching what you're doing, we're appreciating Esther's analogy. If you're not watching what you're doing, you might fall into the elephant hole. There's no such thing as an elephant hole, really. That's why it's so fun to talk about it. But you might fall in it because you're not watching what you're doing. And so if you're teaching law of attraction, we know that what you mean is you're helping people to discover the things in themselves that they are doing without even knowing that they're doing it, that is hindering their own point of attraction. And that is as big as the law of attraction seminar ever needs to be. Oh, you can tell people that it exists, and you can point out to them how it exists. And the thing that makes that easy teaching, we know, is that there's not a shred of evidence to the contrary of it anywhere in the universe. In other words, you get what you think about, whether you want it or not. End of seminar. You get how you feel. End of seminar. This is not hard. Go practice that. Goodbye. Not worth the fee, was it? But it's all we've got. It's all you've got. In other words, you create your own reality because you offer a vibration. And so what the seminar is about is, are you aware of the vibration that you're offering? Well, in relationship to what? In relationship to what you really desire. Well, how do I know what I desire? Well, you know what you want. Do not tell us that you do not know what you want, because when you're getting what you don't want, you really know what you want. And when you're getting what you want, you really know what you want. In other words, it's not a difficult thing. So what you're reaching for is consistency, which means what you're reaching for is awareness, which means what you're reaching for is sensitivity, which means what you're reaching for is a willingness to put yourself first. And that's the part that's tricky for you, because you see yourself as a sort of servant. You see yourself as an uplifter. You've been working hard and doing a fairly good job in the way that humans often do, of keeping the plate spinning and keeping those around you as happy as you are able to do. But you've sort of kind of got to give that up, because when you are playing to what others need or want from you rather than to the alignment of your own guidance system, then you can be unaware of the things that you're doing that are hindering your allowing who you really are and what you really want.
I guess I'm a little bit scared.
Of what? Scared of disapproval, scared of people not understanding what you're saying and assuming because they don't understand it that you are incorrect, and then taking the wrath of their discomfort.
Well, it's
that's
like
as
you
bad
can
as
see
it,
me or something. Yeah, exactly.
That's as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
Just accept your weirdness and move on.
Yeah.
When Jerry was growing up, he lived in Arkansas. And he talked like an Arkansas kid on a 40-acre farm. Everyone around there did. And then he went to high school in New Orleans. And the kids in New Orleans really made fun of the way he sounded. And then he grew up, ran away and joined the circus, had a wonderful life, came back to New Orleans. And as people spoke to him, he said, the nerve of you ever making fun of the way I sound. As he got out in the world and heard what other people sound like, there's no one that sounds more weird than the people who live in New Orleans. And they were giving him a hard time about how he sounded. But he had to have broader perspective to understand that they just had a perspective. It's not right or wrong, you see. And so once you have established for yourself, and you have, a philosophy that is provable to you so that you know it. Once you discover true resonance with your own guidance system so that you have this singular vibration emitting from you where there's no mixed signal going on. You're not saying, I'd like to teach you about something that I sort of kind of maybe think might be a little bit true. You say, I'd like to teach you about the laws of the universe that are irrefutable, that are undeniable, that are present in everything that you are experiencing. And everything you're living is compounding and an example of this powerful law of attraction. And if you understand law of attraction and the friend it is to you, and if you understand your relationship to it, and if you understand your point of attraction, and if you know how to contour and mold and control your point of attraction, then you have the world by the tail, and you can be or do or have anything that you desire. There is nothing off limits for you. And you say it with that conviction because you know it. There's not any doubt within you whatsoever. You see, that's a rampage right there.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Enough?
I think so, and I think that all I need to do now is be that and continue.
It was not our volume that made that a good rampage.
No.
It was our unchallenged knowing.
Yes.
And when you visit with someone, Esther said to her IT guy the other day, because she asked him a question and he gave her an answer that she didn't understand. Because he gave her an answer, he was not trying to make her understand. He was just trying to get her to go away. Well, Esther's not going to go away till she understands. He should understand that. So she sent a very nice email back that says, I'm usually pretty smart, and I usually understand when somebody's trying to explain it to me in a way that I can understand. So take another crack at this, will you? So he sent another email. She understood. She wasn't after him. She wasn't asking him to do one thing different. She just wants to know. She wants to understand. When life gives you a question, it is natural that you want the answer. And through the path of least resistance, the answers will come to you, you see. Mm-hmm. So you just have to be sure that before you make any effort of conveying anything to anyone, that you're in that clear place of knowing it. And then law of attraction will bring to you those precise individuals who are at the place of knowing or at the place of wanting to know what you now know. This combination of beings has never been before into all of the universe. And together, we are today taking thought beyond that which it has been before. It's not a matter of us knowing what you don't know and finding a way to convey it to you. It's a matter of your desires summoning from the universe through this path of least resistance information that brings you into closer and closer resonance with who you really are. So one of the things that you're afraid of is that you don't know all the answers. What if somebody asks you something that you do not know? What if you find yourself in a position where it doesn't flow easily to you? Well, the thing that you want to understand is no one knows all the answers because no one has asked all the questions. It's an evolving, never-ending process. Just trust that those who come to you are always a match to where you are, and it will go really, really well as you stand in that place of ease. Every time before a gathering like this, Esther sits with her focus wheel, and she writes right in the center of her focus wheel something to the effect, different words, but always meaning the same thing. I am so ready for this. And then around the edge of her focus wheel, she writes things that she knows for sure that support that powerful intention. This group is ready. They have been pre-paving this for a while. They've been planning to be here, she wrote this morning. They've come with strong desire. Abraham knows what their desires are, knows where they stand in relationship to it, knows exactly who to pick from the crowd and when to pick that person from the crowd, knows exactly whose vibration will be at the point of asking the question that will carry the message for the benefit of the most, you see. She writes something like that every time because she understands that her point of attraction is already in place. There isn't anything for her to practice or think about or do right here and now. Her work is simply to be ready for the receiving of that which you are wanting to know. And it's not different for any of you under any condition ever. If you believe what we say, if you understand the power of this process of deliberate creation, You have already done the asking, and the asking has already been summoning for quite some time. So there's huge momentum, and your work is just to relax and allow the momentum to help you to be part of the path of least resistance for the unfolding of so much more. It is such a beautiful process that we are all about, you see. You were source energy before you came into this physical body, but none of us were complete. And you said, I'll go forth and stir up questions. I'll go forth and let the environment, the contrast, and the variety that surrounds me stimulate new desire within me. And that desire will radiate from me whether I ever speak words about it. I will be a contributor to the expansion of this universe whether I ever open my mouth and speak. Whether anybody ever even understands what I might be saying. Whether anybody ever even agrees with the intentions that I identify for myself. I am a contributor to the expansion of this universe just by existing in it and coming to my own personal preferences and conclusions. And law of attraction, oh, the powerful, blessed, beloved law of attraction, manager of all things, will then summon unto that larger part that is me all of the answers that I seek. And your singular role then is to put yourself as often as you can in vibrational proximity of that becoming that has already happened, you see. But humans, you keep thinking you should have already become something. That's what makes you feel that uncomfortable feeling that you call fear. So it makes you afraid. What if I am not enough? What if I have not figured it out? What if I'm not complete enough? And we say, give it up. You're not ever going to be complete. You're not ever going to get it done. You're not ever going to stop asking. You're not ever going to stop asking. And the universe is not ever going to stop answering, you see. And so as a teacher of that, what you're wanting to do is to prepare others for their own attraction, for their own natural attraction. It helps to point out the things in your own world that make it obvious to you. But each one of them has their own story to tell, their own evidence that law of attraction prevails and that it is not arbitrary. It never gets squirrely. It is never inconsistent. It always reflects back to you precisely what you've got going on vibrationally. So if you want to know what you've got going on vibrationally, two ways to know: pay attention to the way you feel, or look at what's manifesting around you. It's a direct reflection of what's going on. So if what's going on, if what's reflected back to you is not pleasing in some way, you got to do something different about the way you feel. And it isn't railing against what's going on. And it isn't joining groups of others who are complaining about the same thing. And it isn't petitioning the government to make a change in something. It's not about changing laws. It's not about getting someone else to do something. It's not about changing conditions. It's about relaxing to the point that your requests can be given to you in full manifested form through the path of least resistance that you are continually working to accomplish. So for a while we talked about law of attraction. In time we began talking about the science of deliberate creation. But you all got so wonky about the science of deliberate creation. You treated the science of deliberate creation like you did goal-setting seminars. Oh yeah, we're going to make it happen. There's no gain without pain. I'm really going to make this happen. I'm going to do the things that I need to do. And so we stopped calling it the science of deliberate creation. We loved the term science because it meant ever unfolding. And deliberate, we loved the word deliberate because it meant think and feel on purpose. But you got freaky about it. You cancel. You try to suck your thoughts back before law of attraction got hold of them. So we began offering it to you in the way that we were sure you would then understand. This is about allowing. Allowing what? Allowing yourself to be in the frequency that allows all that you've become to turn into the things that you want. Allowing yourself. Allowing, the art of allowing your connection, your blending to the source within you. Allowing, not making it happen. Taking effort out of it altogether. Putting focus in, but focus lightly, not with effort. Allowing yourself to receive, to realize, to interpret, to channel, to receive, to feel the inspiration of, to feel the impulse of, You do that all the time. You feel the impulse of all the time. Not all the time, often. Often. Some of the time. Every now and again. You feel the impulse. You see. So, be playful and easy about it. Trust that you're on your path. Trust that it's unfolding perfectly. Don't try to eat the fruit before it's ripe. Enough?
I think so, yeah.